takes two to save to win. Play forward, make the breaks, one comes always forward. If it hurts, you ain't the breaks, we'll get you, double it up, put on more steam. Protect our kickers, our quarterback, our leading our ball game. All obstacles, block, cut, sides, through the games after this win it. Rush you again, we're here for the first made. Can everybody keep it there for 6 minutes?
Rocky Top, you'll always be.
Doesn't have to be perfect, ain't gonna be perfect. We go compete for 60 freaking minutes. All right, enjoy the opportunity, enjoy the environment, and then go play our butts off, play for one another, and have a hell of a lot of fun. Everybody got me?
Yes,
all right.
We have some examples in our room what the gold standard of linebacker play is. And when you think about that, just with the history and tradition of this place, you think about Al Wilson. Well, to have Al Wilson in practice today, I think that really brought some elements to the guys in the room, and Edwin was one of them, because he is walking in the footsteps of someone like that for sure.
Let me just say one more thing. The standard at Tennessee is to be elite on defense. This is the home of Reggie White, Al Wilson, Eric Berry.
Who got my back? I got your back. Who got my back? I got your back. Who got my back? I got your back. We play for another. We fight for another. Every play, every round. Hey, Tennessee on 2. 1, 2. Tennessee. Ball, that team ready. Ball, that team ready. Ball, that team ready.
Make the decision. You're either a Vol or you're not, through thick and thin.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Coach Jay is in the house. Foul Ming is with us as always. Vol Scoops is back, and I don't even know where to start this show. We got a big time show. 4-star linebacker Brayden Rouse is coming off the board. Who will he choose? There's a handful of teams out there. There's 4 teams on the list, but we all know this is Tennessee and this is Texas. And there's two things I got to address right out of the bat. First of all, Coach Jay, Coach Inch, how about that opening clip from Coach Inch? Elite linebacker play, mentioning Al Wilson, and then he mentions Edwin Spillman, Arian Carter, Jeremiah T-Lander. You look at who they recruited in the class of 25, this class of 26. You go get Brayden Rouse and add him to TJ Watt. 2 linebackers in the top 100. Old linebacker coach got to be happy.
Yeah, really happy, right? It's been embarrassment and riches, right, for Tennessee at the linebacker position lately. We've been really blessed, and look, there's a big piece on the board right now. A lot of Tennessee fans in the know, including myself, really want this kid. We'll see how it shakes out. Going to be a tough fight. And hey, look, like we always say on this channel, no matter who lands his first big punch right now, odds are this fight ain't going to be done after today. So no matter who gets that first punch landed, you're going to have to stay on this kid. But look, I've been high on this kid, as you've said, Boogie, for a long time, far before he had some extra stars by his name. He's got all those physical attributes, right? He's got, great mental leadership qualities. He's got coverage skills. He's got great instinct diagnosing plays. He's got agility. He can change directions. He can shed blocks. He's explosive. He's very athletic. He's great at tackling, great form tackler, great hips, just everything you want to mold a linebacker. Is he perfect? No, but no high school recruit is. Got some things he needs to work on, but man, what a great piece of clay to start molding an all SEC linebacker and potential first round pick.
I thought, I told you I wanted to pitch it to you because you've been so high on him. And then a wild card got thrown at me. This was while the intro was playing. Andrew Fielding says, if Scoops is on, we're getting him. Yeah, Scoops, don't bury the lead. We're going to come back to that. Don't bury the lead. Do you want to address that? Because Scoops is here, so we must be getting him.
What I say before the show, like we were talking about, like this is going to be like the funnest show, but the most stressful show that we've probably done together because we talk about wanting the recruiting like the good old days. We talk about wanting the surprises and stuff like that until you're in the moments and your palms are sweating and you're wondering what a high school kid is going to do with his future. Obviously battling, Tennessee and Texas. But I wouldn't lean either way. I think this, is a 50-50 thing. There's been a lot of buzz all day long to where, it makes your stomach upset. And then you have some positive notes on the Tennessee side. So I don't think anything is locked in stone. It's not like I'm going to have, commentary where I'm not going to be nervous. This is one where I'm honestly not sure. Tennessee's done all the right things leading up to it. But you know how it comes down when it comes to decision day.
Well, we're going to get into all of it. We're going to talk about the drama. We're going to break down his recruitment. We're going to jump in the film room. But you guys know the deal. We got 500 people watching right now. We're going to take you all the way up to the decision at 7 p.m. Eastern time. But make sure you guys share out this link. Let people know this is the place to watch it. He's going to be committing on Instagram. Guess what that means? We get to share it and watch it live right here on the channel. So share this thing out. Blast it out. Let's get this chat rocking and rolling, man, because I think this is a fun one. Like Scoop said, this is a fun one. Palms sweating. You don't know what's going to happen. But let me catch up with you guys. Again, smash the thumbs up, share out the link. All that stuff is quick, free, and easy. But you can also support by doing stuff like this. Brad dropping an orange boy. That's a $20 super chat. $20 super chats. That ain't cheap, but it is orange. So we'll play the clip.
Rocky Top!
Brad says, GBO early bird special. Brad was here at 4:20. 4:20. Brad was here hanging out, dropping super chats. Wayne Starnes drops 2, says, again, my bad. Here's the door fee. Boogie, stop yelling at people in the chat. Here's a door fee. Take it and leave me alone. Tyler Harrison drops a $5 super chat. Door fee. How are you liking the new EA game? You need to try to Road to Glory this year. It's better, and you can run out as your player and look around the stadium. I like it, man. I think the game's clean. Culberson, have you played? Foul Ming, have you played it yet?
Yeah, actually, I've had about maybe an hour's worth of playing. I had a busy day yesterday. Finally got to play just a little bit last night. I like it so far, but like I said, it's early. I know they'll put out 15 updates between now and next week and ruin the game. That's just how it goes. But for now, I'm enjoying it. Started Dynasty last night, trying to build up Heupel, trying to let Coach Heupel win a natty. So far, so good.
I liked it, man. What did I play? I can't remember. I played like 3-4 hours, something like that yesterday. And I said the same thing as you. Don't break it. Just don't break the game. There's a link I just put a link in the chat there. If you want to join the Patreon Dynasty, play with me, Coach Jay, Foul Ming, the X Factor is taking Miami. Why is he going to Miami? But regardless, that link is in the chat. Come hang out, man. We have a good time with that Dynasty. Brian Turner for 5. Door fee. Let's get another elite linebacker. GBO, Angry Titan for 5. It's been a while. Dorfy, good to see Angry Titan in the chat. We appreciate you, my man. Todd for 2. Dorfy, what's up, fellas? GBO, Eric Jones for 3. Let's go, Brayden, commit to our Vols. Retro, freaking Georgia fan for 2, says hook 'em. Imagine that. Can you imagine going to a Georgia YouTube channel and being like, Roll Tide? Like, we don't do that around here, but Georgia fans, they do what they do. Vol fan for life for 5. Texas is a hard one to compete with. Oil money, either way, go Vols. Vol for life. Kevin Smith for 10. Dorfy, hope we pull this one out tonight and hold on tight to him. I hope so too, man. This is a big one. This is a huge one. We're going to kind of get into it just a little bit. Let's start with Foul Ming. Kick this thing off. Let's talk about the recruitment of Brayden Rouse. Again, a 4-star linebacker, 6'3", 205 out of Marietta, Georgia. Poor Tony in the chat said, why are we talking about this guy? He's already got a Longhorns jersey on. He plays at Kell High School in Marietta, Georgia. They are the Longhorns. He's a top 100 kid, 100th nationally, 7th best linebacker according to the On3 industry rankings. According to Coach Jay, he's the 2nd best linebacker. But again, it's Tennessee, Alabama, Texas, and Michigan. Fao Ming, how you feeling about this thing heading into the decision at 7 p.m. Eastern time?
Man, I had all the confidence in the world coming in until maybe about this last week, 2 weeks, maybe. Like, this is an absolute big boy battle. I mean, we all know that. You look at the 4 names there, but we know it's down to 2. Anytime it's Texas on the other side of it, you know, the NIL's part of it. You know, they've had a couple linebackers that had some success recently. I think they got a linebacker that's projected in top maybe 50 picks for next year. I know they're pushing that angle hard, but I think he feels comfortable at Tennessee. You hear that a lot out of recruits here lately. The connection, the chemistry with Heupel and staff. He's talked about meeting players, being a good fit. But the thing that came down to me was Tennessee getting that last visit. It really seems like, you know, if it had been flip flopped, I'm more like 60-40 Tennessee now. But if you'd say flip that and say Texas got the last visit and we got next to last, I would be exactly the opposite. I would say whoever got last, I'm leaning 60% that way. But in all of his interviews, even going back a couple months, like, he always talks about relationships. He talks about being comfortable. He talks about like where he fits in the best. And then it came down to most recently, I know they haven't done interviews maybe this week or kind of shut that down a little bit. But I think they took a little vacation, spent some family time, and they talked about the things that came down to his deciding factors were relationships, fit in the defense, and comfortability. And to me, that all trends towards Tennessee. And that's not just with Rouse. That seems like all recruits across the board have repeated those words. I know the chat's heard us say them 1,000 times, but it's because it's coming out of these kids' mouth. Like, that's what their selling point has been. We all know how Heupel's straight up with you. He tells you exactly how it's going to be, what's going down. Super excited about this kid. I really, really, really want him to be a Vol. I've read, the articles. I've kind of kept up with it a little bit, but to be honest, I hadn't watched his film until this morning. I watched his huddle this morning and just got super excited. I know Coach will break it down and we'll get into some stuff here, but I don't want to bury too many leads here. But one thing we hadn't talked about that just stuck out to me, and it's maybe just some weird things that stuck out to me. But chat, if we get into the film here later, look at his pre-snap eyes. Watch this kid right before the snap. Just watch his helmet. I know it's kind of hard to tell, and it's on a smaller screen, but watch him. You don't see him looking around. You don't see him talking to his teammates. He's studying his keys. He's watching the play. He knows what's coming. Then the next thing is he makes quick decisions. As soon as he sees what he needs to see, he makes a decision, breaks on the ball. And then his closing speed. We all talk about his angles, but his closing speed. So he sees it, he makes a decision, and he's on it. And that immediately stuck out to me on his film this morning, amongst numerous other great traits. But those are 3 things I want the chat to really pay attention to while Coach is breaking it down later.
Yeah, we're going to get into some film here in just a little bit. I want to talk about this because this popped up on Twitter. I got to stop sharing. You would think I knew how to run a YouTube show by now. How long have I been doing this? Can somebody please help me learn how to run a YouTube show? Because this popped up on Twitter because, Fao Ming said it. It felt like Tennessee was the front runner throughout the course of this thing. I mean, Brayden Rouse was here back for a junior day early, like February, I think it was. And then he was back in town for the orange and white game. Then he was back in town for the official visit. And Tennessee, going into every visit, coming out of every visit, felt like Tennessee was the front runner until just recently. And then Texas started to swing. And I know people in the chat are talking about oil money. But Vol Scoops, you put this out here because Hayes Fawcett tweeted this out. And he's got the hook 'em horns thing up. He's got the Longhorn running out. And that a lot of people took that as a spoiler alert. You quote tweeted, you said, being told this tweet isn't 100% about Rouse. He allegedly has edits and announcement videos to all 4 schools made. Old-fashioned recruiting battle, which I love. Kind of speak on this, shutting down what Hayes Fawcett's doing here. Oh, he's muted. We got a Coach Jay in the house?
Yes, sir.
Oh, he's muted. Back out and come back in.
Out.
StreamYard, boys. StreamYard.
Meanwhile, if you want to go over and check out our merchandise.
Back all the way out of StreamYard and then come back
go.
in. All right, we'll get him back in here in just a second. But when we look at this, and we'll get Scoop's opinion on this here in just a second. But this is something that AP said. He said that Nobody knows. The coaches don't know. The coaches aren't going to know until 5 minutes before the decision. Like they're not. The media doesn't know. Coaches don't know. Nobody knows. Can we hear Scoops now? We still can't hear Scoops.
Oh, what happened? Do you know sign language? Morse code.
He's going to try to get it correct.
Jack,
But that's what makes this the old school recruiting type of deal, because nobody knows. He's not doing interviews. And I love that. Like, what do you think about that, Coach Jay? We see all the time kind of going into it. We already know, right? Because Chad Simmons puts in a crystal ball. Steve Wiltfong puts in a crystal ball. And it's like they put that in at the final hour. Let's say it's been to Tennessee for 6 months, and then, they flip it the night before, and it's been spoiled. Like, this is what we would prefer to have. And I don't know why more kids don't go this route, Coach.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, though, like if you're that school that has been on them for 6 months and they make that knee-jerk decision, I don't hate it because I feel like it leaves the door open. And if you rewind last year to a recruit, big time recruit named Deshaun Brame, who's currently on campus at Tennessee, he did the same thing, right? He had an emotional knee-jerk decision after it being Tennessee. All of a sudden Oregon comes in with a big bag at the end. Sexy last-minute girl shaking her tail feather in front of you. He whistles, follows her, and then realizes, wait a minute, this chick's dumb as a rock. I want to go back to my good old girl over here. And now he's on campus with the good guys again. So when you get that knee jerk, I think it does leave that door open to get in there. But I'll tell you what, I didn't get nervous about this commitment, this recruit, until Felix Ojo went to Texas Tech. Once that money freed up for Texas, I don't know what it was, but the correlation in my brain put the two together, and I thought, oh man, they're going to really get in it thick with Rouse now, and here we are. My worst dreams have come true with that.
That timing definitely played out there, Coach. I think you're on top of something there. I hope it's not just getting caught up in the moment. You always see that maybe, but you hope when you hear like he's got with the family, they sat for a week and talked about it and spent time on it, that you really get more clarity and go back to what you actually feel the most comfortable with, and not just get caught up in the moment and the flash that maybe Texas threw at you at the last minute. Because you got to remember, like, were you their second pick? Did the money just open up because this other kid didn't take you? Like, who's invested more time into you? Who's got a better plan for you? Who's been seeing you in their defense for a long period of time and not just the last couple weeks?
By the way, shout out to Uncle Kenny in the chat. Uncle Kenny is here and says proof is in the 2 unofficial visits and an official. Shout out Uncle Kenny. I'm adopted member of the Lofton family, so it's good to see family in the chat. Old Smokey's been a member for 32 months. Shout out to you. UT Sailor just joined the channel. We appreciate that support. Should I give away a free shirt tonight? Coach Jay, we've only got 30 minutes until the commitment. If we get is 50 memberships crazy? 50 memberships, 50 people join this channel for $1 a month, or you can gift them. If you gift 5 memberships, 10 memberships, 20 memberships, I'll count them. We get 50 memberships. So UT Sailor just hit one right there. So we got 49 to go. Tennessee Junior, been a member for 39 months. Let's do a mic check. I'll give away 2 free shirts if we get 49 more members starting now. We got you now, Scoops.
Yes, no, okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, I put out the original tweet, but the one before that, Boogie, was probably, I think it said whelp with a period, just because you see that on decision day and you're like, okay, that's obviously not good. But then, I mean, you got to play into a factor. Obviously, the battered ball syndrome is there, but a guy like Hayes Fawcett is trusted by many people, obviously working for On3 and Rivals and stuff like that. And it's, when he drops these gifts, it's usually not a same day thing. And then I knew, I did some talking, reached out to part of, Rouse's camp and stuff like that, or just people all around. It's like, oh, it's 100%, not something like that. No one really knows where he's going. The video's been shot, his edits are made and stuff, but all 4 videos are going to be the same, but with 4 different endings. And really, no one really knows where they're going. You have, Michigan, Alabama, Texas, Tennessee, but, Tennessee and Texas swinging the last 24 to 48 hours. The 2 unofficials, the official to Tennessee, all the right things I feel like he said in the quotes when he's talking about Tennessee and saying that the school just gave me everything I needed, so I had to make a decision. If everything's lining up, it would make you think it's Tennessee, but you never say never in these high school recruitments and stuff. Texas has been swinging really, really heavy the last 24 to 48 hours, where some of their insiders and their fan base are feeling confident as well. But I feel like we really aren't going to know until 7 p.m. when Brayden Rouse goes live. And I mean, the kid's a phenomenal kid, great character, would be a great addition for any school he goes to, even better family. And, you know, when you're a top 5 linebacker in the country, the way he's been able to kind of just shut everything off, not talk to media, and be private with his family, I have to respect it. I'm stressed, but I got to respect it. Everyone in the chat, like, oh, Scoops is here, that's good luck. This is one where I'm going into where I truly do not know. Like, I really don't. So it's a lot, all eyes on Brayden Rouse, but don't think it's swinging anywhere anyway. I know Foul Ming said 60-40, but I would honestly put it 50-50.
God,
Yeah.
don't break my heart.
Don't do me like that, Scoops. Come on, man. I'm trying to keep, you know.
I got to be honest.
I know. I'm trying not to be. I'm putting on my orange shades here. Come on.
Something worth noting too, though, with the Hayes Fawcett thing, because immediately the internet breaks down. I go to VolQuest, it's nothing but chaos, and he's going to Texas. And, you know, AP said that Hayes Fawcett doesn't give out information. So if Hayes Fawcett has info on a kid, he's not going to give that to VolQuest. He's not going to give it to the Texas On 3 site. He's not giving it to anybody. He says that it hurts the relationship and the trust factor between him and the kid. You know, we've been blessed to have some interviews around here, like some of the things that went on with Shady Hayward. Like if you guys saw behind the scenes, I think that trust factor, who knows, man, maybe it comes back to pay off. Maybe he's in the transfer portal 2 years from now and he's coming on Talkin VAWLS to talk about that. Also, you know, Braylon Staley, like his dad trusted me to sit down and record an interview with him before he ever committed. And it's like, I'm not putting any of that information out. Me and Coach Jay sat here and lied to you guys for a full hour stream waiting on the commitment. And then I said, oh, by the way, here's the interview with Braylon Staley. Like, so I get that trust factor, but why would you risk it? If this was about Brayden Rouse, why would you risk foul? Why would you risk posting this? And when you know this is a kid that wants to protect everything, keep things tight-lipped, not telling the coaching staff till 5 minutes before the decision, if you're Hayes Fawcett, why do you risk this?
Well, that was going to be my question. You guys, like, if that seems to be the case, because you never want to burn a kid who trusts you with that information, what would make Hayes want to put this out there? Is it just to stir the buzz? Is it kind of get some like traction to his channel to get more people tuned in? Like, I hope that's the case. It does seem unusual. I think, like Scoops had said, like that's not normally something you would see this close, maybe, but maybe it's just to let you know that it is closer than maybe everybody thought it was, and not to just come in here rolling into the day thinking, well, it's a Tennessee lock. Like, oh, by the way, this is an actual battle today. So I think maybe it's just more letting you know there's another competitor in the room, less than saying, oh, it's a lock one way or the other. I think it's just letting everybody know, hey, this could go either way. Don't forget, Texas is still here. Texas is still in this fight. And Tennessee's not just walking away with this one without any competition.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think that, honestly, like me personally, I don't even think Hayes knows. I mean, there's some recruitments where I think that he might make edits for every school that has a chance. If it's a Tennessee-Texas battle, there might be both a Tennessee and a Texas edit and stuff like that. And me personally, when I did reach out about the GIF and stuff, I was given a name, but I'm obviously, you know, the respect for the recruit and stuff like that, you don't want to leak that information, but it wasn't Brayden Rouse. So, I mean, all eyes were pointing to it, and I would not be shocked if even Hayes himself doesn't even know. And me personally, I feel like I've built a really good relationship with Brayden Rouse, like in his unofficial visits and his official visits. And I can confidently say, hands on the kneeling gates, that I do not know what he's going to do at 7 p.m. tonight. I mean, it's one of those recruitments where you really do not know.
Well, what would you think is in Hayes' perspective there? What would you put that graphic out for on such late notice if it were you?
I mean, he also put a Florida State one out today, and I don't think Florida State got a boom today. So, I mean, it's stuff like that where, I mean, he's done it for Tennessee, and we saw the ×5 thing, but I don't even think we hit the number 5 number, honestly, yet. I think we were at number 3 or 4. So, I mean, maybe he has more in the tank there. I mean, you never really know. I think he puts it out, and he kind of builds off the anticipation, because he's not going to, you know, burn a bridge or something with a recruit and their families and stuff, and how he does the same exact day. He's been really successful in the way he does things and building relationships with recruits, just at a young age, especially. But I don't think it's anything to do with today. And I mean, obviously the battered ball syndrome, I think you see that and you're like, man, like we just, you know, that's one of our blue chip prospects that we're after. We want to, you know, we want 2 5-star or 2 4-star top 5 ranked linebackers in the class. And Rouse has been a heavy ball lean until the last 24 to 48 hours, where Texas has been, you know, swinging really heavy. So I can see the reaction to it just based off how, you know, people have been kind of mediocre with how they feel about the 2026 class so far, and the staff finding gems in the rough and stuff like that. But overall, man, I think that there's really no decision until he puts on a hat or however he decides at 7 p.m.
Well, we got a poll in the chat where you guys can place your vote. We got 513. Hold on a second. I got to refresh this real quick. I got to refresh YouTube real quick. We got 513 votes on this poll. That's a lot of votes. Now 514. You know how many thumbs up we have on this? So that tells me that you're on a phone, you're on a device, you're signed in, you're logged in, and you can vote. You actively voted. We have 514 votes. As soon as I start talking, the likes jump from 150 to 168. So you guys know where I'm going. Smash the thumbs up. If you're going to vote, do me a favor and smash the thumbs up. I would appreciate that. I said if we got 50 new members, we would give away 2 free T-shirts. I'm an idiot, and my wife's going to be pissed when I go upstairs because look what's happened. JJ Lamb has been a member for 33 months. We appreciate him around here. A lot of people on Facebook hate him, but we like him around here. Scotty Oates been a member for 15 months. Didn't realize I'd been around this long. GBO, Angry Titan gifted 1 Talkin VAWLS memberships. We appreciate you. Kevin Smith gives 5 Talkin VAWLS memberships. Will Jones gifted 5 Talkin VAWLS memberships. Devontae Coleman becomes a member of the channel. And then Christopher Welch goes nuts, gives 10, an effing 10 Talkin VAWLS memberships. We are 27 away, 27 memberships away. And I've got to give away 2 freaking shirts. I'm going to lose money on this stream. But Roger Gilbert drops a $10 super chat. That takes away some of the stress. We appreciate that. Says Dorothy Boogie, GBO. Rizzy's been a member for 10 months. Appreciate you, brother. Ball fan for life for 16. Says, hell yeah, I kept my tenure. Drunken Ball's been a member for 21 months. And Big Dog Gotta Eat. Is that your burner account, Foul Ming? Big Dog's Gotta Eat. That sounds like something that you would say. Well, yeah, you go. Okay. Well,
you dox all my other accounts, so I have to keep coming up with new accounts one after the other.
Well, now everybody is joining the channel. All it takes is me giving away 2 free shirts. We're down to 25 because Eric Page becomes a member of the channel. Shout out, Eric. We appreciate you guys. We're halfway there. Let's see here. Let's talk about the commitment from today. Let's briefly touch on this. We're about 18 minutes away from the decision, so we need to time this out so we can jump into the film room with Coach Jay. But we did land a commitment today. 3-star athlete Javonte Smith. Look at that graphic, man. Just look at that graphic. Ball Scoops out there doing the Lord's work. 6 foot, 175 pounds out of Jackson, Tennessee. In-state kid, in-state prospect. I don't know how much you guys have looked into this kid. Commits to Tennessee over West Virginia, Arkansas, Missouri. One point, he's trending to Arkansas, pushes back the commitment date, ends up at Tennessee. This is what he said. Honestly, just hanging around with the coaches, the staff, they just made me feel at home, made me feel at peace. I mean, no other school made me feel like that. So I thought that's where I could just be better my career, better my life, and help me fit in more and be more comfortable. Man, this is a guy, Mario. Can't think of Mario's last name. He listens to the channel. Active with Talkin VAWLS. This is his little cousin, and man, he's a VFL. He's a diehard Tennessee fan. So to see little cousin pick Tennessee, it was a big day for him. Coach Jay, have you had a chance to watch much film? He's a guy that plays both sides. Tennessee recruiting him as a defensive back. What I think he had 4 picks his junior season. 2 of those house calls. 2 picks
and a kick.
I honestly have not gotten a chance to check out his reel yet, but you can rest assured I'll be doing it in short order now that he's in the boat.
This guy's
yeah, go ahead.
He's a 3-star athlete playing football, basketball, and baseball. Honestly, out there in Jackson, Tennessee. So the competition, really not the best you want to see, but as an in-state guy that you can kind of take a flyer on with the new scholarship things that we talked about on the past few shows and stuff like that. And I mean, he's really, you look at the rankings, and I think all the recruiting services have him listed as a wide receiver right now. So he's really not fairly ranked. It's honestly not eye appealing to the stargazers and stuff out there. But when you look at the film, you can see why the staff kind of doubled back around when they heard he was an Arkansas lean and took another look at him. And Tennessee to get that last swing for him to come to Tennessee, I think that's one that you can kind of take a chance on. 1,000 yards from scrimmage on the offensive side of the ball. I think he had 884 was like from receiving, and 8 TDs on there, 48 passes. But on the defensive side of the ball, 21 4 picks.
Tackle.
21 tackles, 4 picks, 2 of the house calls and stuff like that. And he's a kick returning threat. So a guy that can really do it all. But for the stargazers and the guys that really aren't heavily in recruiting, they see that it's really not eye appealing, but I love it, man. I really do, especially with walk-ons basically being eliminated in this new house settlement and stuff like that. You'd be able to take chances on kids that love Tennessee, know the tradition, want to come and play for Tennessee. And I mean, once again, he's a DB, but he has the receiver speed. And when you watch his film, I mean, he's just absolutely dusting these kids. Like, it's not even close. It's honestly crazy. So, I mean, this is a guy that, you know, get him on the defensive side of the ball, learn with this staff, and I think he can maybe become something in year 3 or something.
Falming, have you watched much of the tape?
I haven't seen his tape. I got to just kind of go over some quick articles there, but the things that stood out was like talking about he's got those intangibles you can't coach. He's got the length and speed, like Scoops was talking about. You know, he's played wide receiver. He's got 8 TDs. You know, he's got the ball skills. He can go up high, point a ball, track a ball. But one thing that stood out to me, he's got 18.4 yards per catch. So you talk about this guy just absolutely out there making plays. He's an athlete, obviously, because you're playing both sides of the ball. I think it's a good risk, a good chance for Tennessee to take. He has all the things you can't coach. So bring him on campus and see what they can make out of him.
All right, I'm going back to the poll here. I'm going back to see what's going on with the poll. Although I've got an AI summary. Okay, thanks, AI. Let me get rid of AI. And now I can't see the poll. Okay, I can see the poll. We got 619 votes and 300 thumbs up. So 620 votes, 302 thumbs up. Smash the thumbs up. I would appreciate it. It helps the channel. Let's jump into the film room with Coach, because we want to talk about it. It is Brayden Rouse. It is his night. It is his moment. It is his time. Again, 4-star linebacker out of Marietta, Georgia, going to choose between Tennessee, Alabama, Texas, and Michigan coming up at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Coach Jay's got a lot on his plate. I even told him tonight. I said, I know you got a lot going on tomorrow, especially if you want to come on. If it's good for you, then come on. If you don't, me and Foul Ming and Ball Scoops will handle it. And he said, Boogie, I want to come on. And I said, well, then get your butt in the film room and let's go to work. So let's talk about Brayden Rouse. Play number 1, 11 seconds. What do we got, Coach?
Yeah, let's take a look at it, right? I had to fly through this as you mentioned it, so bear with me here. Some of it will be a little live on the fly, but just looking at it, looks like Deuce's offset stack week. Obviously, ball's being snapped right here. The circle is on Mr. Rouse. And what I want you to notice is a man, right? We're playing man here. This wide receiver in that Y slot is going to just attack Brayden right at him, right towards that inside stem. And what I love about him, and Foul mentioned it, he makes really, really quick decisions. But on top of that, what I love is his calmness before he makes the decisions. Just a really, really sense of calm, and then he can explode out of it. He's going to take one quick, small back step, and then he's going to reset his feet. And Boogie, right as he kind of puts his hands out here, see if we can pause and talk about what he gets. Explodes out. We're going to see one step, back step, reset his feet, right? He's going to route him to the sideline, right? You can send him inside if you want. You got inside help from your middle linebacker who's walling off right there. You got help from your safety. So you definitely want to push him to the outside if you can. The corner route is going to be conducive to what we're trying to do here, which is why he's going to let him go and not hard check him. But as soon as he lets him go, he's just going to open up his hips, right? Perfect 45-degree angle. And then he's going to cut that sideline off and pick this ball. For those of you who haven't seen Brayden, he plays a lot of offense. He is explosive on the offensive side of the ball, catches the ball really well. Let's take a look at this pick. Maybe the best pass coverage linebacker in all of high school football, guys. Really, really special at it. Nice. Look at that 45-degree angle. Wall off linebacker step. Takes out the inside shade. Picks that ball. I mean, I don't know if that was Ricky Gibson in the chat a little second ago, but if it was, I think even Ricky might be able to appreciate that inside cut off from the wall off. That was chef's kiss and brings a little tear to an old inside linebacker coach's eyes here. That's just beautiful, man. That's beautiful pass coverage there from a linebacker, mind you. Right here, guys, he's still going to be playing that outside linebacker. We got twins to the bottom of the screen, pistol formation, single wing. He's going to be that outside Sam linebacker. We'll call him here. Boogie, can you put a circle around him? You see him there.
I did not hear a word.
There you
said
go.
on the
Boom.
pitch.
Yeah, you were on it. Yeah, that out. There you go.
That's
Look at that. Look at
the
that.
Lord was speaking to me right there because I have no idea what you just said.
Well, you can almost tell who he is pre-snap because he's so locked in. Like if you look
Yeah.
at his stance and his helmet
Yeah.
never moves.
Yeah.
I know it sounds
look
random,
at
but
between the three different ones too. Like they
if you
all
know
have different.
if you know what you're looking for, you can watch about 3 plays of his and you know exactly who he is pre-snap.
In the interest of time, and I wish I would have done it with your note now, and I think even on this play, but you can see him resetting the mic and the D end in a lot of these plays as well, which is on that list of quarterback of the defense things you want out of your inside linebackers, right? Out of your Mike linebacker. I think he lands at Mike. I know a lot of people like him on the outside for Tennessee, but to me, I think this kid could be a true Mike.
He's also
Sometimes
really
I
smart,
like throwing
too,
names out there. I'm going to throw a name out there, fam. I think he's got a little bit of Kevin Burnett in him. I really do. He just has a little, not full Kevin Burnett, but he got a little bit of that KB in him, and I really like it. And one thing I want you to see here when Boogie starts this play, we talk about read steps and our read triangles as linebackers a lot on this channel. You know, if the guard pulls, right, we're going to want to take that side step with him pulling. If he blocks down, we're going to want to come downfield with him, right? If he traps and so on and so forth in that triangle, this guard, Boogie, if you can put an arrow on that guard in front of him, that guard right to the right of the center there, this guard is going to take a false step. He's going to take a step backwards, fam, right? So what do you do when you're a linebacker and you get a wrong step out of an offensive lineman? Well, the answer is you do nothing, right? The answer is you be patient. You might want to reset your stance. Notice the stance too, right? Nice shoulder width part, middle linebacker stance. Not too far out in front of the toes yet, not back on your heels, playing forward, but also level and straight. If I walk up to you as a middle linebacker and I hit you and you fall over in your stance, we got a problem, man. We're doing up downs. We're doing gassers after practice. You're going to be throwing up on the sideline. Tom's going to be really happy about it. So we want to make sure we get a really, really good stance. We got that here. We're going to, Boogie, see if you can just capture that, just that one back step out of this guard right here. See if you can get that. That one, he just takes, yep, see that false step? He just sits right down. He doesn't overreact, and I love it. Now, after that false step backwards, we're going to get a zone blocking scheme from this offensive line, right? They're going to want to kind of keep clicking down to the top of the screen. Rouse is just going to keep scraping down until the hole that the running back wants to run through opens up in this zone scheme. As soon as he does, just like a running back, right? Slow to the hole, fast through the hole in the zone blocking. That's what we talk about. We want to mimic a running back in his zone blocking scheme. He's got the outside cornerback squeezing this play, so he doesn't necessarily have to worry about outside contain. Boogie, go ahead and play this play. We'll see that gap open up as he scrapes to it and shoots through that gap. Pop, boom, ass down, head up, knees to nuts, wrap up, hat on the ball. I'm a happy man. Like, look at that, scrape, 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 fast through the hole. Beautiful, man. So we've seen it, right? We've seen the pass. We've seen run, fill. I mean, if we had all day to watch this tape, guys, you'd see it all out of this kid, and you'd see why Texas is pushing hard and why we had another great evaluation. Go ahead, pal.
Well, exactly what you're talking about there, as he feels and kind of comes through that gap or comes through that hole. If you watch him, he stays. You mentioned earlier, he stays calm. Like even though he'll block shed or move through traffic, it doesn't matter if it's one defender or one blocker or moving through the entire half the line. He never takes his eye off the ball. He never takes his eye off his read. He just moves fluid, but he never gets excited. It's almost like I hesitate to even say block shed because it's almost like he just moves through it so fluid they can't touch him. And it's not a move, it's not a technique. He's just an athlete, man. But he's got great angles. He knows exactly where he needs to be. He knows the play that's coming to him. He's got his reads down, and it's just like nothing affects this kid. Nothing really rattles him. He doesn't seem to be affected by different types of blocking schemes. And we already know, we hadn't mentioned it, but I want to point out, like, he's got a 3.88 GPA. This is a smart kid. This kid knows what's going on. I love that in a middle backer who can put people where they need to be, making the calls. Like this kid's going to be something special.
Yeah,
I've got to catch up with the chat real quick because I promised them 2 free T-shirts. I promised them 2 free T-shirts, and they're going nuts in the chat, so I got to catch up with them. Preston Porter's been a member for 14, says, let's go, hoping for good news tonight. Travis Beard becomes a member of the channel. Shout out, Travis. We appreciate you guys. Guys, it's $1. You can hit the join button down below, become a member of the channel. Rizzy gifted 5. Rizzy wants a free shirt. He gifted 5 Talkin VAWLS memberships. Mark Fain Jr., GBO, can't wait for the season. Dude, I love recruiting season, though. I'm not going to lie. I love recruiting season. I love it. I love these commitment streams. I love Coach breaking down film. I love everything about recruitment season, but I also can't wait till we kick the ball off. Dakota gifted a Talkin VAWLS membership. Appreciate you. Drunken Vol also gifted a membership. Shout out Drunken Vol. Ball fan for life for 5. This dude is a Toa that stays. GBO. Christopher Carter for 33 months. Randy Wilson's been a member for 5 months. Jonathan Isham just joined the channel. Shout out to him. After Jonathan, we are at 16 more free memberships. We'll give away 2 free shirts. Ryan Barton for 5 says, who is the best linebacker in ball history and why is it Al Wilson? That is the only answer. Christopher Welsh for 30 months says card got hacked, had to decommit, been around since Indy Kid. Yeah, well, that we won't talk about that guy and that clown, that loser. But Dauber is the man. We're regulars, at least since 2020, hating on Pruitt. Dude, we got a fun interview coming up tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Me and Foul Ming are going to sit down with Don Bailey. And he was recruited by Jeremy Pruitt, played for Jeremy Pruitt, hit rock bottom. He was in that locker room when Josh Heupel came in and said, what can I do for you? And that is the first thing that one of the first things I want to ask him is, what did Josh Heupel say that he was going to do for you? Going to be fun tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. A dude that's played a lot of football, a guy that plays for the Power T, a guy that chose Tennessee not once, but twice. So be here tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. That is going to be a fun one. Tyler Adams, been a member for 27 months, says GBO. Matt Begley's here, 46 months. Let's get him. Love recruiting season 2. We're right around the corner from it, about 3 minutes out. So let's jump back into Brayden Rouse. Let's talk about it. How are we feeling going into the decision? Ball Scoops, I know you've been nervous all day, hands sweating. I feel like you're Eminem. Palms are sweaty. On your chest, mom's spaghetti. Well, how we feeling?
I mean, dog, like I really don't know, man. Like I really do not know. Like this is one where like, obviously, like I said, like the relationships and stuff that, Rouse has with Tennessee, you think you know a guy, you think you know a commitment. We saw, we've seen this before, go our way, go against our way. And Tennessee and Texas, man, the, UT and remember the Alamo. I mean, it's a battle. It's going to be a battle leading up to this final decision. 3 more minutes until he goes live, allegedly on his Instagram. And Boogie, Coach Jay, Falming, I do not know. Like, I really
love it.
Do not know. Like,
and hate it.
Absolutely crazy. I mean,
you got to sweat it out with us. You got to sweat it out just like that.
The edit's made, the post is made, but do I have confidence that he's going to come to Tennessee? It's literally 50-50. I think it's, Tennessee and Texas are neck and neck. Both sides are,
coin flip.
Come on, Scoots, give me a 51. Give me a 51.9.
55.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Well, Boogie, I want to go back, obviously, AP talking about this and stuff, talking about the crystal ball in this situation and stuff. I haven't seen a flip of a crystal ball leading up to this announcement from Wiltfong or on any recruiting site. I mean, there's really no intel to go either way. That does not mean that the buzz by Texas has not been like substantial. I mean, who knows what's going to happen in this decision, but when the experts haven't really flipped their decision, they want to be right a lot. And right now it's still leaning Tennessee. It's kind of giving me some kind of confidence, but I really think that the Texas buzz has made my stomach really unsettled. And even my sources that I talked to aren't sure what's going to happen. They said they would let the school know 5 minutes before the decision time. That would be, the school should know by now. And we're either going to be excited or heartbroken.
Yep.
Drew Truesdale in the chat drops a $5 super chat and says, Wilt Fong sticking with the Vols on this, kind of just piggybacking on what Ball Scoop said right there. Man, it's the experts and the insiders, guess what? They don't know. So if Joe Blow in the chat or Joe Blow on Facebook or Twitter is saying it's Texas because Hayes Fawcett tweeted, Hayes Fawcett doesn't know. Nobody knows. So all this comes down to is it money? I don't know. Is it that Texas oil money swooping in at the last minute? We talk about relationships and culture and how important it is, and I think Tennessee wins this commitment. Did Texas come in and drop a bag, and now Tennessee has to answer the question? Is it worth it to match? And we talked about Coach Inge and his linebacker recruiting and all the guys that he signed. Just look at the last cycle: Christian Gass, Jaden Harmon, Jaden Perlotti, and then prior to that, Edwin Spillman. You got T-Lander, you got Arian Carter, you got a freaking room full of dudes. You have a decision to make. That's college football in 2025, and I get it. A lot of people hate it. We sat here and watched it with David Sanders. He commits to Tennessee. By the way, I'm undefeated. I'm undefeated on these live commitments when I'm wearing Big Dave's shirt. So I think we're going to get Brayden Rouse in the boat. But that thing went down to the wire. Ohio State is still knocking on the door. There's money conversation, stuff that we don't even know about going on. Does that piss you off, Coach Shay? Or is that's just college football in 2025? We built the relationships. We have everything you want, development under Coach Inge. But if Texas offered more money and we have a decision to make, does recruiting now suck? A lot of people think recruiting sucks now because of that.
I mean, I just think a lot of it's more above board, and yeah, his maybe the dollar amounts change because it's above board. Yeah, but look, like a lot of this has been going on for a long time too. Let's not kid ourselves. And
sure.
For the coaches, for the program, no one's bigger than the Power T. We've said it on here quite a bit, right? Especially with a lot of recent stuff going on. Not one single player. So as a coach, I'm going to love Tennessee. I'm going to promote Tennessee. I'm going to fight tooth and nail for the best players I can get. And whoever is here when camp starts in summer is who I got. Let's snap them up. Let's put the mouthpieces in and let's go to work.
Let's go around the room. Let's go around the room real quick. We're up against it. It should be time. I'm watching his Instagram, waiting on him to go live. Bao Ming, who you picking, Tennessee or Texas?
I'm sticking my guns. I'm 60-40. I think it's Tennessee. I'm going with the lack of information gives me enough confidence to say he stayed in the boat. I think Texas rocked the boat hard, but without anybody changing their picks, nothing on social media saying one way or the other, or just the lack of information makes me think he's going to stay the course. I'm sticking with it. But Vol fam, you wanted the drama. You want the entertainment. Are you not entertained? This is it. Get excited.
Vol Scoops, who you got?
Dog, my Vol Stars group chat, the one I told you about, is going absolutely crazy. But I mean, this is one where I really don't know, man. And I want to say Tennessee as a Tennessee fan and stuff like that, but there's been so many recruitments where this has gone either way. If you're going based off his interviews and stuff like that, I think it has to be Tennessee and stuff. For the last 24 to 48 hours, I wouldn't be shocked if it's Texas, but I think the staff did everything they literally could. I think the relationships are always there, are there 100%. I think, every single visit was a home run. I wouldn't be shocked if it's Texas, but I got to go Tennessee.
Let me say, I'm looking at YouTube. I'm looking at the poll. We have, let's see, let me pull the poll up. We have 880 votes, 880 people here watching live. Actually, there's 1,700 people watching live. 882 people voted on the poll, but only 421 people hit the thumbs up. Smash the thumbs up. Help this channel. If you're a Tennessee fan, if you bleed orange, we are for the fans, by the fans. We get on here. We talk about Tennessee football every single day of the year when the season rolls around. We're going to do post-game shows. We're going to do tailgate pre-game shows, a Wednesday night show, Monday morning with Eric Kane of VolQuest, Friday morning, me, Coach Jay, Foul Me, going to be talking about gambling, even though we don't support gambling, but that's what we're going to talk about. So if you like a fan's perspective, you want to sit down and have a cold beer with your buddies and talk Tennessee football, this is the channel. So if you are here for this commitment, smash that thumbs up and subscribe. We're going to have Don Bailey on the channel tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Be here for that as well. Somebody said he just went live on his Instagram. Let me get that pulled up, queued up, and see if we can get it going.
Boogie, literally in that announcement picture of him announcing his commitment decision, all 4 edits are in that picture. Like every single one. Michigan, Bama, Tennessee, and Texas. The theory is real. He has all 4 of them ready.
All right, he's queued up and ready to go, but he is not out there yet. Let me somebody told me how I could mute this tab, and now I can't remember how to do it.
Click the tab, right?
Yep,
yeah, one day we'll
there it is. All right. Can you all hear that, or is it muted for you too?
I can hear it, but it's not bad.
Okay, now we're good. Now we're muted. Let me catch up with the chat. Darius Dunham for 5 says, share the link, smash the like button. GBO, no more BBS, time to start being more confident in our team. Can somebody please, shout out Darius, appreciate you, brother. Can somebody please tell these kids to turn their freaking phones sideways? Every kid, every Instagram live looks like this. Mrs. Negavall's been a member for 26 months. King Ball 300 for 10. Favorite player of this class outside of Faison. Coach Jay, is it TJ White?
In this class, I mean, gosh, man, that's tough, dude. I mean, I'm neck and neck on White, even with his teammate, man, with Albert. Both those guys are dudes, man. For me, I think they're 1 and 1A right now, but I think Rouse jumps in the boat. He probably takes that lead for me as far as defensive players in this class.
All right, hold on. We got audio now. Let's take a listen.
And he came in at 132 pounds, 5'10", but he was never scared. He never backed down, and he always put in the work. You know, obviously he's extremely talented, but he didn't come by what he came by without the work. He's obviously always been a good football player, but he transformed his body completely, changing positions last year, basically playing defense for the first time in a long time, but still dominated as a receiver, was our leading receiver. More importantly,
shout out Jamie Roberts for 5. Dorfy, got to press your luck. Going to be a Vol. Shout out Jamie.
I'm going to puke.
I can't do it.
Love it.
I can't even see.
Caveman Boy also becomes a member of the channel. 15 more memberships, whether you join or whether you gift. We're going to give away 2 free shirts.
He takes notes on the offensive play.
If they're not going to flip it, at least them in.
He shares it with his teammates. He leads his teammates by example.
Caveman Boy for 2. Man, I'm nervous. Stephen Parr for 2. We got a natty no matter what happens. GBO.
So he's constantly working. He never takes time off.
Can you tell we're stressed in chat? Can you pick up on that yet?
Dude.
He just continues to work, continues to lead by example, holds his teammates and himself accountable, and proves essentially that if I'm doing this, you can do that. And his leadership last year as a captain, you know, and moving towards this year.
I like my messages down here. Culberson, Big Don Bailey, and Jeremiah T. Lander's mom. Shout out to Jeremiah T. Lander's mom for trying to hook us up with an interview.
That's awesome.
His second year as a captain. Last year, again, was an all-region, honorable mention all-state player.
Drew Truesdale gifted a Talkin VAWLS membership. 14 more to go. Guys, keep grinding. We'll get there. Shout out Kenny Davis. Shout out Negavall. Talking season's getting closer and closer to being over. Go Vols. Come to Rocky Top and feel the love now and forever.
So is it Bama and Tennessee hats in the middle with Texas and
Dude,
Michigan
I can't see
outside?
anything. I can't see anything.
Brayden Rouse.
All right, here we go.
Oh, man.
Ball Scoops is going to throw up.
Don't die, Scoops. Don't die.
This is such a big one, man. It's so big.
First of all, I'd like to thank everybody that was able to make it this evening. I'd like to
Do
start
that, Mr. Lofton.
by giving the glory to God for blessing me with this talent, the strength, and the opportunities that have led me to this point. Without him, none of this would be possible. I'd like to thank my mom, my dad, my little brother, Canyon, and my GG for the unwavering love and support. I could not be where I am today without y'all. I'd like to thank the rest of my family for being my #1 fans and for your constant encouragement. I love you all. I'd like to thank Coach Bobby May and the Kell coaching staff for continuously pushing me to be the best that I can be both on and
Come
off.
on, kid.
Our motto is DMGB, doesn't matter, get better. And I'm thankful our coaching staff holds us accountable for that. I'd like to acknowledge my youth and junior coaches for the role that y'all have played in getting me where I am today. I would also like to thank Coach Jonathan Dwyer for being a great mentor to me and always being someone that I could talk to, not only about football, but also about life. Thank you to Coach Spencer, Coach Steph, and Coach Mo for the countless hours of training and pushing me every day. I'd like to give a special thank you to BB Abbott for helping me through each step of this process. Now a little bit about my Final Four years. At Alabama, I'd like to thank Coach Chuck Morrell. Coach Morrell.
Oh, he's going in order. They're out.
Relationship with me and my family. I really appreciate Coach DeBoer, Coach Womack, Jatavius Sanders, and Courtney Morgan for pouring into me.
He's not that big. He's a top 100 player. What are you talking about? Not that big.
Top 5 linebackers.
I cannot say enough about Coach Brian Jean-Marie at Michigan. I feel extremely comfortable with Coach BJ, and every time I visited Michigan, I was surrounded by incredible.
That's the second one out. If he says Tennessee, we're done. Please talk
Really
about
doing
Texas.
it in that order?
I think so.
Is he tossing the hats or is it just?
The relationship that I made at Tennessee, especially.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
I don't know. Did that mean that though?
I don't like that because the first two were the two that we knew were out.
Fuck.
I don't like that.
The energy at Texas is infectious. People at Texas are what makes it so special. I'm thankful for the relationships with Coach Johnny Manson, Coach Sark, Chris Gilbert, Coach PK, Josh Dunston, and Mrs. Taylor. Y'all are extremely genuine and did a great job of making me feel home at Austin. I'd like each fan base to know that all four of these teams will be successful and will continue to be successful because of the incredible people in the programs. I've been blessed to get to know everyone and build
Oh,
these
it's
relationships.
alphabetical.
While I can only choose one school, I wish the best to the other coaches and programs. I did not make this choice lightly, and I'm grateful for this process that ultimately led me to one school. I'd like to announce my commitment to University of Tennessee.
Yes, let's go! Let's freaking go, baby! Let's go! Let's go, dude!
Oh my
Dude.
goodness, dude. Let's
Oh, I
go,
thought we were
bro.
toast.
Oh my god.
I thought we were
You
toast.
have me think we're cooked, Bug. Damn.
Dude, I was
Wow,
trying
I didn't know.
He rattled off the first two teams that were out.
I didn't know, bro.
Are you kidding me? Dude, he rattled off the first two teams that were out. Of course, I thought we were toast. Of course, I thought we were toast when we went third. Absolutely, dude. If you're in the
This is
chat,
huge, man. I don't think people understand. This is
don't
huge.
sit in the chat and tell me it's not a big deal. This is a huge win on the recruiting trail.
Dude,
This is a top 100 player, a top 5 linebacker. You're going up against Michigan, Alabama, and Texas. Oil money. It's all about money. We don't have money. We can't pay anybody. Texas is paying that oil money. Are you kidding me? Are you
Josh
kidding me?
Heupel can't recruit, baby. Josh
That
Heupel
is,
can't recruit.
dude,
Let's go.
Coach Jay, how fired up are you that we got two dudes in the top 100 that play the linebacker freaking position? How does the old linebacker coach feel about that?
I'm speechless, man. I'm so excited. It's the best gift, dude. I know we didn't get to these last two plays, but I'll tell you what, guys, they're phenomenal. Maybe if we have time, we will. I don't know, but I was happy to do them either way and just worried because I was like, man, I don't want to watch this guy's film anymore and be depressed about it if I've got to. So I'm over the moon, man. This linebacker room, before he hopped in the boat, it is just special and building to be special. They are stacked nuts to bolts in our linebacker room. I'm, like I said, over the moon. And like I said, I do believe we're going to have to keep recruiting Brayden. Texas is not going to quit. I think a lot of teams have seen what this kid can do and will keep fighting for him. So we just got to keep making sure they know they're special, keep on knowing why Knoxville is special, and keep them in that boat and keep rowing in the right direction, man.
But boys, that's what you want. You don't want to sign kids or get commitments from kids that nobody cares about. You want to get commitments from kids, Falming, that you got to hold on to, like David Sanders. Like last cycle, everybody's freaking out because of Ohio State. We had to work to get Big Dave on campus, and guess what? Josh Heupel and his coaching staff got it done. And that's the same thing here. These are the kids you want to get and then try to figure out a way to hold on to.
But there's a reason why all these schools are fighting for these kids. I mean, it's not just because they want to out recruit Tennessee or they want to out recruit Michigan. Like this kid is special, man. This kid is a stud. I think they all know it. Tennessee's known it the longest. Tennessee jumped on him early, got there first, and it's paid off. Like they've put the time in. I'm telling you, this staff they don't get enough credit for some of this stuff, man. Like they get in on these kids early. Time and time again, they see the film, they evaluate early, and it's paid off over and over and over. And is this? And I'm just asking this in general. Is this the best linebacker class we've recruited? I mean, it's got to be up there, man. Like these kids are absolute studs.
You get Edwin
It's
Spillman,
high.
Arion Carter. I mean, bro, like, you know, Christian Gass, Brayden Rouse, TJ White. It's absolutely insane.
Well, yeah.
Just so far what William Minge has done in his first, class and a half. I mean, this guy is absolutely on the trail. And to get that, win over Alabama for Coach Inge and what he's done on the trail so far, and even on the field, man, this guy is tearing it up. This guy is coaching like heck. And to go in there and as the things got rough, as everything got blurry, to get this commitment win when honest to, you know, God, I did not know that we were going to get Brayden Rouse. I was literally panicking up to the final announcement to get this across the finish line for now. But until you got to get the signing paper signed, we know how signing day works and stuff like that. But to get the win now is absolutely huge with his relationship with Tennessee and the things he said so far. One that, you know, you sweat it out, but when it goes your way, the adrenaline rush I got right now, insane. What a pickup for Tennessee and so far for Inge. What a class.
What a week.
Dude, and we're not done yet.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about what's coming up next here in just a second. But I lost money on this stream. I just lost money on this stream because Christopher Welch gifted 10 Talkin VAWLS memberships. Shout out Christopher. Akila Cooper gifted a Talkin VAWLS membership. We appreciate that. Oh no, join the channel. Akila Cooper joined the channel, so shout out. And then Bert Smith, we needed 3. Bert puts us across the finish line. He dropped 5 free Talkin VAWLS memberships. We appreciate that. And Tyler Harrison gifted a Talkin VAWLS membership. Guys, we're going to be doing a members-only stream. Once we get into the season, every Sunday, only members of the channel get to watch, and it's going to be the fan call-in show. It's going to be a lot of fun, so get those memberships in. It's only $1. That's all. But I owe you guys 2 free T-shirts. So here's what we're going to do. You want to win a free T-shirt? Number 1, you got to be a member of the channel. So if you're not a member, join the channel. You can do it for $1. You're going to enter your name in the raffle. Number 2, after we go off air, this video is going to cycle, and you can go into the comment section, not the live chat right now, into the comment section, and just put in the chat what anybody that's a member that comments on this video, you're going to be entered to win. Tomorrow night, Big Don Bailey's coming on the channel, 7 o'clock. I will announce 2 winners tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. But you got to leave a comment, not live chat, not anything else. Leave a comment, and you got to be a member. I'll pick 2, and we'll give them out tomorrow night. You guys earned them tonight. You guys were doing the Lord's work. Vol Fan for Life for 5. Huge win. Told you all. Toa that stays. Dylan Elam for 5 says, give Inge a raise. No doubt. Nick for 5 says, go big freaking orange. Vol Fan for Life for another 2. Teams are going to try and steal Coach Inge. We've talked about this a little bit. I don't know if Scoops has ever been on with us when we talked about it. Do you think Coach Inge is the defensive coordinator in training, knowing that Tim Banks is ultimately going to get a head coaching job? Do you think that's in the future for Coach Inge, or do you think no, they just stole a hell of a linebacker coach?
I mean, I could 100% see it. Just the way the pickup was, you know, obviously getting Inge to Tennessee over Alabama, his quick relationship with Tim Banks and stuff like that. And you see every time in the Josh Heupel coaching tree, you've already seen it with Alex Golish and the head coach interest in Tim Banks and stuff. I think another successful year under Banks, and that theory of him, you know, moving up to a head coach might be true. I mean, you got to take a bet on yourself, and I wouldn't hate it if it happened. But to have a guy like Coach Inge who's hit the trail running, has SEC experience now. Before that, he was at Washington, but the trees and the coaching staffs that he's been a part of, I mean, the knowledge is absolutely insane. And he's shown he can go into the big states like Georgia, Florida, no matter where it is, and get up these elite prospects. To see Tennessee go into the state of Georgia and Mississippi and get top 5 linebackers, not 1, but 2, Boogie, Coach Jay, and found me absolutely astonished. That's, it's a huge class for the defensive side of the ball. And just to see the defense and the leaps they're making in recruiting and on the field. We were promised that Josh Heupel was just an offensive guru and his offense would hinder the defense. I mean, so far it's been pretty good.
Yeah, 100%. And you see the way these kids gravitate to Inge too. A lot of them you see in these interviews and players on the roster already and recruits coming in. Guys like to play for this guy. They like to learn under this guy. They talk about how much knowledge he has and how much knowledge he can put out for them. You see players naturally attracted to him as a coach. So I could definitely see if Banks were to go somewhere that Inge could slide right in that role. And if not just Heupel's decision, the locker room's decision, they seem like he's a guy they want to follow.
Yeah, and slowly but surely, the pieces of this defense continue to fall into place. We all know about Ronnie Gardner and what he's doing across the defensive front, from the Leo position to whatever tech inside that you want to call out. Linebackers and defensive linemen, form a circle with each other, right? That's that inner working relationship. They have entanglement with each other, and as do the cornerbacks. And really, I mean, we're a couple safeties away from being really, really really, really special on defense, guys. Scary, getting scarier and scarier on Rocky Top on the defensive side of the ball. And, you know, if we rewind, Boogie and Fowl have the great pleasure of interviewing Don Bailey tomorrow. And when we listen to him rewind, and if we think back to that 21 team, to that 22 team and that defense, and you think about how far that they've come and where we are today with this commitment. I know there's a lot to go. I saw in the chat that they said Coach Banks has a lot to prove still, and he does, and that's true. But I'll tell you what, might have a lot left to prove, but they proved a damn lot too. And I'm damn proud to be a Tennessee Vol and what we're building on the defensive side of the ball today.
Let me catch up with the chat real quick. Angry Titan's been a member for 32 months. We appreciate you. Backwoods Vol for life for 28 months. Defense is the standard at the University of Tennessee. Timothy McGee, member for 21 months. It's not over until they sign, and then it's not solid commitment. But how are y'all doing? Yeah, we're celebrating a huge commitment. I'm not going to spin this negative narrative of, oh, he may hit the portal, or he may decommit, or he may do. We just landed a huge commitment over Texas, over Alabama, and over Michigan, and we're already putting a negative spin on it. Can some of you all please just be happy? Just be happy for a moment, please.
Going back to the surprise factor of this commitment, Hayes Fawcett hasn't even posted an edit yet. I mean, he's usually on it and stuff like that. This is one where I said earlier that he might not even know. And I mean, this is one that he's definitely going to post, and there's no telling which, no telling what this was going to do in the last 24 to 48 hours. To see this guy have his moment, shut down everything, spend time with his family, seeing that as a blue chip elite recruit in the recruiting class as a high school player, it is not seen these days. To see the old fashioned, like just absolute props and respect to them and, the process they took and everything. And I'm really glad that it was the Tennessee Vols. I mean, this is special what the staff is doing, not only just on the field, but with the families, when they sit down on the couch, when they go into in-home visits, they're absolutely getting the trust of these families and kids, and they're doing it the right way. So I'm just happy to be a Vol, and what a run this defense and Tennessee recruiting class is on, and they're not done yet.
Yeah,
go ahead, Coach.
I'm just getting excited over here, man. Forgive me, right?
Dude, I was about to extend the show to 2 hours. I got a lot to talk about. I'm trying to leave a little meat on the bone for me and Foul Me.
And I'm just thinking, man, I mean, you think about this linebacker room, right? You go Arian Carter. He's a junior this year?
I think so.
T-Lander, junior this year, right? Edwin Spillman. Did he keep his red shirt?
I think
he had that shoulder injury.
Did he burn it? Yeah. So
hold on, let me look. Let me look.
He had a shoulder injury.
He's a redshirt freshman. Redshirt freshman. Jordan Burns, redshirt freshman.
These kids are gonna have time. They're not gonna get thrown in as freshmen like Arian Carter or T-Lander. We can afford to grow these kids now and learn right. And we're starting to get to the point, just like with the D line, where it's not going to be replacing with youth. It's going to be reloaded with deep, older talent, longer in the beard talent, who can go in there and start firing off their gun as soon as they get in there.
Well, what's everybody's number one gripe right now with the linebacker room, and the only thing that really sticks out is thin, right? They've been thin, and now we're not just bringing in bodies; we're bringing in top tier talent year after year behind these guys. You can't brag enough on Coach Inge and Coach Banks and what they've done with that linebacker room in the last 3 to 4 seasons.
Let me, did I catch up? No, Brian Stedman's been a member for 23 months. We appreciate you. Again, just a quick schedule rundown. We've talked about Don Bailey. That's a big one. Man, I just talked to him today to firm up, make sure everything was good. He's going to be here tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Me and Foul Ming have got some stuff to talk about after he drops off. Let me tell you, I say this all the time. Like, we had over 2,000 people watching tonight. We got 961 watching now after the commitment. We do these interviews with these kids, and we may have 200 people watching. Like, don't just show these kids love when they're making a decision, when it's breaking news. Show these kids love when they committed to Jeremy Pruitt, played under Jeremy Pruitt, hit rock bottom, and chose Rocky Top a second time, stuck it out with Josh Heupel, and now they're going into their last ride. And they're electing to come on a fan-run channel and hang out with fans and get to know the fans. Like, show some love to these kids, man. Be here tomorrow at 7 o'clock. I can't hammer that home enough. Like, even Edward Baker, when he came on, like, it breaks my heart that people want to see these commitments. And then Edward Baker comes on, and we get to learn who that young man is. What a great interview that was. If you missed it, go back and give it a watch. Come show these kids love, man, after they commit, after they choose Tennessee. We got a big one in Don Bailey, and then the following Wednesday, next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time, me and Coach Jerry are going to be sitting down with Legend Bay. Why did I say Key? Legend Bay, and talking to him. I want to ask him about hanging out with Joe Milton. Like, he's out there working out with Joe Milton this week. I can't wait to talk to him. He's going to be on the show the following week. We got a couple of guys I'm talking to that may be about to make a decision. And when they do, they may come on the channel. We'll see. We got more fun interviews coming up your way. But coming up next, who is coming up next? Well, this guy right here. Joel Conbay is going to make a decision tomorrow, July the 9th, 5 p.m. Eastern time. We're not going to live stream it because me and Founding are going to be talking to Don Bailey at 7 o'clock. But he's coming off the board: Missouri, Wisconsin, Georgia, South Carolina, Tennessee. Oh, he just so happens to be the teammate of Brayden Rouse. We got to feel pretty good about this one, Ball Scoops.
Oh, yeah, 100%. You hit it on the nail. Teammate of Brayden Rouse. I mean, I think the last visit was Trenton, Tennessee. The feeling has been kind of warm there. And now that you got Brayden Rouse in the boat, you talk about needing safety help. He's a top 50 safety recruit in the 2026 class. And I mean, that's one that you kind of, you feel confident about. I mean, Farouk was there last year. It sounds like he's going to be a staple in the defense in the upcoming years and stuff like that. And I think that, Comsby is he's a dog, man. He's really underrated right now, playing in that Marietta, Georgia football. And I think after his senior year, we'll be pretty happy with the pickup if it does go our way tomorrow.
Hold on a second. I got to say a big shout out to Big Dave. Dave.
Hey, what?
Let me tell you something, Dave. Dave. When we do live commitments, I'm undefeated when we wear this shirt. If I wear this shirt, they're committing to Tennessee. We are now undefeated. So shout out to Big Dave. Appreciate you popping up in the chat there. What do you? Anybody else comments on Joel Conbay tomorrow?
I mean, no, you see South Carolina, Missouri, Georgia, and obviously Wisconsin in there. It's a good win if it does go your way. And I think that I think he's really right now when you watch the film and everything, he's really underrated. So he's a guy that I'm excited about if he does end up at Tennessee.
Yeah, look, not just his final picks there, but his offer list, man. Auburn, Wisconsin, Arizona State, Ole Miss, NC State, Kentucky, Missouri, West Virginia, Alabama, South Carolina, Georgia. Like, look at the offer list, and it's big time. So you got to feel good about the way things are trending tomorrow for Tennessee.
Well, we definitely need that safety help, and he's got the length. It's going to come down to what, Tennessee and South Carolina? Is that right, Scoops? That's the two I've seen. Talked about the most. So, man, you just keep stacking these on top of each other, man. This class is looking really good. What another dime to add to the bunch.
I mean, for all the people that were kind of down on the class and stuff, and I think the staff, man, the way they did those last few weeks of official visits in the month of June and May and stuff like that, and how they kind of strategically put all these guys on campus at the same time to build relationships, build chemistry, build a class together, have Faison Brandon there leading the charge and stuff like that. I mean, we're getting Brayden Rouse, getting TJ White. The defense looks really good, and you still got offensive weapons on the board like Savion Hyder, Tristan Keys. I mean, it's not even close to being done yet. The Vols are going to keep on swinging and swinging, and I mean, we're close to almost breaking the top 10 class in the rankings wise. So you talk about recruiting and getting guys on campus, and this staff has shown they love high school recruiting compared to transfer portal recruiting, and just the way they've been able to attack and evaluate talent, and also win the big battles against big blue chip prospects and stuff like that. It's looking really promising. So.
Every one of these kids has just had the who's list, and Tennessee's still coming out on top. So I think a lot of that comes with, everybody wants to say we're behind or we were struggling or whatever. Tennessee, I think this is just our style. They've always crammed in those visits at the very end. They want to get the last visit. They always load the month of June, and it's just more and more kids gonna roll in. I think everybody's kind of jumped the gun on Tennessee and judged a little too early. Give it another month and see where we're at. And let's not forget about Tyree King, too. This kid just keeps impressing people, keeps showing up, and looks better and better every time you see him on tape. So I couldn't be more excited. That may be my favorite so far. I mean, it's a hard list to choose out of, but I really like that kid, man. And he chose Tennessee early and stuck with us and just keeps showing out and representing Tennessee. So I can't brag on this class enough. And I think everybody here knows it, but we're not done yet.
I think people forget about Tyreek King because he committed so early, right? They're so focused on who's
there, man.
Who's not. Yeah, it's like who's not committed. That's who everybody's focusing on. Versus,
of course.
Man, I think he's going to be a dude, and I think a lot of people. It's if you get Savion Hyder, you flip Tristan Keys. This class is a success. I don't care what they're ranked, Coach.
Yeah, either do I. I've always been all about evaluation, right, and retention, because retention is equally as important. I mean, if you go back, the last, year, look at all the 5 stars Bama lost, right? And I know they got 5 stars, five stars sitting on their class, right? But 5 stars aren't too willing to sit around if anyone hasn't noticed. So retention is really, really important. I'm not saying they'll leave or won't leave Bama, but you got to make sure you're recruiting kids that you believe will stay and retain all them you can. I think Tennessee has done a really, really, really good job of that since Heupel's been here. I know last year we probably had the most kids leave out of any year, but for the most part, I've been really happy with retention. So we got to keep up the retention side of this and keep making sure we're replacing the right kids and not losing the ones you don't want to lose, which I think we've done a good job of as well for the most part.
I don't think people put enough emphasis on retaining Boo Carter, retaining Arian Carter, and then forget like Ricky Gibson, Mike Matthews.
Yeah.
And then how many guys out there are being flirted with that nobody on the internet knows about, right?
Jake Berger.
Yeah, all kinds of dudes, man. All kinds of dudes are being offered, and this coaching staff is retaining them, and that is a big part. That is a big part of college football in 2025. Let me hit a couple more super chats, and we're going to get out the door. John London for 10. This team is going to be special this year, calling 10 and 2 and beyond. What they are doing should put the rest of the SEC on notice. Jacques, what is up, my friend? Man, he showed up, showed out, showed love the last week or so. Says 5 for each. Boom. Today, this is big. Go Vols, baby. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for the support. Thank all of you for the support. Don't forget, we're giving away 2 free shirts. If you're a member of the channel, leave a comment in the comment section after we go offline. You can say whatever you want to say. You can say GBO. You can say Scoops is undefeated. You can say Boogie's undefeated in the Dave Sanders shirt. You can say I hate Boogie Bentley. He's an idiot. He's a clown. I hear that every day. You just leave a comment if you are a member, and I will pick 2 of you tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern time, when Don Bailey's in the house. We'll give away 2 free shirts. We're going to do it. That's what we're going to do. And then also, what do we got coming up Sunday night? EA Sports College Football next Wednesday. Legend Bay is going to be in the house. Going to be a fun show. And I got a couple of more that I'm working on. And then, fall camp's going to be here before you know it. Smash the thumbs up, subscribe, get dialed in. Go show Scoops some love at Vol Scoops on Twitter, or you can go watch the ATB podcast. Where can they find that, Scoops? Where's that at?
It's at Vols_ATB. Trying to get back into things. Obviously, you talked about the countdown is here, so the Neely Report podcast is on Vols_ATB, and then I love the Talkin Vols fan base. Appreciate y'all for having me these last few episodes. We are undefeated on the commitment watches, man. It's just a tear they're taking on recruiting, but man, Talkin Vols and the fan base, y'all are building for the fans, by the fans. I'm just a fan too. I had no idea today, so it was cool to kind of just go in here blind and enjoy it with everyone. And glad it went our way. But shout out to y'all, man, for making this place really so special. Doing the Lord's work, and the VFL means something to me. Vol for life, no matter what. It's gonna be a Vol for life. We're all VFL. So shout out to y'all, man. Talkin Vols is undefeated, and y'all are going crazy, man. I'm happy to be able to join y'all.
We're gonna keep rolling forward. Y'all gonna see a whole lot more of Vol Scoops moving forward. You're gonna see a whole lot of me and Foul Ming tomorrow night with Big Don Bailey. But that's gonna do it for Coach Jay, for Vol Scoops, for Foul Ming. My name is Boogie Bentley. This is the Talkin Vols Network. Go Big Orange.
That we call home, and it's night and I'm alone and I'm alive.